You had more of an influence than you realize, chosen one, and your name just became much more significant. There's something exceptional going on right now that most people can't see, but you're going to get it all. Flickering lights have turned into thunderstorms and total power outages. Because your name carries too much spiritual electricity for anyone's reality to manage, people have to reboot their whole electrical systems. Behind the scenes, something enormous has been developing while you've been concentrating on your personal development. It's not developing pains that are causing your shakes. The universe is getting ready to show off exactly who you have become. You've never been in any of the rooms where your name is now being spoken. Additionally, there's supernatural activity taking place in certain areas that cannot be explained by normal causes. When someone speaks negatively about you, electronics break down. Positive comments from others make the lights shine brighter. Because you've shifted into a frequency that functions outside of human politics, the environment itself is reacting when your name is spoken. This isn't just occurring. This season ignited your supernatural authority, whereas your previous season focused on assuming your natural authority. You no longer only demand respect from others. The cosmos itself is responding to your commands. Every word you say has weight that travels across dimensions that are invisible to most people. The paranormal activity that surrounds your name is only the first step. Current events will seem like warm-up exercises in the upcoming season. In order to ensure that everything is properly calibrated for the major event, the universe has been testing the systems and verifying the links. Some people's spiritual operating systems aren't set up for the frequency you currently operate on, so they can't even tolerate being in situations where your name could be discussed, because it highlights the difference between someone else's world and yours. Individuals find the energy change extremely unsettling. However, when your name is called, those who are truth-aligned feel invigorated, motivated, and awakened because your success validates that honesty triumphs. There was a huge spiritual assessment going on while you were busy becoming who you were supposed to be. Everyone you came into contact with during your developmental stage was being evaluated. How were you treated by others when you were having difficulties? Did others believe in your vision when it looked unattainable? Did people simply come for the sunny days, or were they there on the gloomy evenings as well? The outcomes of that assessment are now showing out in ways that are really upsetting to certain people. Others who passed the exam are being set up for previously unheard of blessings, while others who failed are being forced to face someone's spiritual blindness. The moment for payment has come, and the universe maintains impeccable records. One person in particular is going through this reckoning more strongly than others. Someone who chooses to ignore your potential while having close access to your path. This individual is currently sitting alone, having to tally all the ways that they were mistaken about you. This individual is observing your life and coming to the realization that they were not only seeing someone's development as a person. This individual was surrounded by someone who was getting ready for a supernatural encounter. This individual is learning that others who have never met you see your worth right away. God sent individuals from outside your group to give this person the recognition they were denied, even though they chose blindness and sat right next to brilliance. When human assistance failed, divine intervention took over. Some people are being crushed by this discovery since they realize that someone didn't just pass up the chance to help you. A chance to be a part of something historic was lost. This someone opted to close someone's eyes while seeing a miracle unfold from the front row. While others take use of the benefits that this individual may have had, this person is now observing from the bleachers. Something amazing was taking place in circles you never thought you'd reach, while some in your personal circle were doubting your value. People at the top, those with actual power and influence, have been paying attention to you. Supernatural confirmations that affirm your calling happen when your name is spoken in boardrooms, corporate meetings, and other settings where important choices are made. Someone in a position of authority has taken notice of you and views you as an equal, not simply a love interest. They regard you as a provider, an investment, and someone worth starting a business with. This individual functions at a frequency that instantly detects genuine authority and boundless possibilities. Some of these powerful individuals have never been in the same room as you, which is the most startling aspect of this growth. However, these individuals are more aware of your worth than those who have known you for years. For some folks, distance provided clarity that proximity in some ways obscured. Because they don't feel frightened by your excellence, people may see the light that others have chosen to overlook. This is revealing an unpleasant but essential reality. Geographical location has no bearing on recognition. Character does. Because someone is acting out of envy, insecurity, or spiritual blindness, some individuals may be sitting just next to a future legend and never realize it. Since these individuals are in line with the truth, others may watch from all around the world and instantly identify brilliance. Your name is sparking debates in boardrooms where choices regarding your future are being made without your awareness, opening doors in areas you've never explored, and sending shockwaves via networks you've never accessed. It's not only spiritual recognition that causes the weight. You will be surprised when you see how its practical effect shows itself. Emails are now being written about you. Meetings are set up because someone mentioned your name, and phone calls occur where your name has enough weight to completely alter the course of talks. All of a sudden, everyone wants to know more about you and what you stand for. You're being pushed into areas you haven't yet explored by your reputation. It's not marketing, networking, or strategic positioning that give your name its weight. It stems from more genuine change that individuals see even when they are unable to articulate it. People's perceptions of you are being impacted before they have even met you because of the drastic change in your energy signature. You've had such a deep effect on certain people that they can't stop talking about you. People are unintentionally end up speaking for you because of your potential, integrity, and character. Your narrative is being told by others in ways that greatly increase your influence compared to what you might do by promoting yourself. If you feel the abundance of divine love in your heart, now is the time to share it. You can help spread God blessings by clicking the Super Thanks button on YouTube and contributing $20 or more. This divine gift will touch not only your life, but also the souls of many others through this platform. Each of you has a sacred place in God's great design, and your generosity will be the fruit of our prayers. Take action now. Share your blessings to exalt His kingdom, for you were created to do even greater things in God's loving hands. May God bless you. More people are hearing about your genuineness than any advertising could. Promote this video if you were moved by this message so that others who were similarly selected might be reached. An underground network of real people has been observing, assessing, and placing specific individuals to support what you stand for while outwardly evident fights were taking place. When these people witness true transformation, they can identify it, as these individuals have first-hand experience with it. Since they have incurred comparable costs, these individuals are aware of the price of genuine progress. Surface-level connections do not function in the same way as this network. These folks don't need to hear your proposal or view your resume. Your energy signature gives these individuals a sense of who you are. These individuals understand that only through legitimate hardships can one become more refined spiritually. These individuals prioritize character over charm, depth over presentation, and content over style. Members of this network have been carefully putting certain individuals in places where they may sway results in your favor. These individuals have been developing opportunities, especially for someone with your character and skill set. These individuals have been setting up routes that only those who have successfully completed your specific refining process might follow. Certain doors opened when reason said they should remain closed, which may be explained by the subterranean assistance you've been getting without realizing it. Why you were given opportunities by some individuals, even if your qualifications didn't fit their usual standards. Why did possibilities present themselves when you most needed them and had no reason to hope for anything? You will be amazed at how this network will emerge. Your name will soon be revealed to those you never thought would know it. These individuals have been watching your path, observing your character, and waiting for the ideal opportunity to provide assistance that will propel your advancement beyond anything you have ever encountered. Right now, every unfavorable word that has ever been said about you is dying supernaturally. The evidence of your triumph is methodically destroying every failed prediction, contemptuous remark, and attempt to downplay your fate. In real time, the individuals who fabricated these false tales are seeing the death of someone's words. And it destroys everything these individuals believe to be true about the way the world functions. However, this goes beyond just proving that statements are incorrect. This relates to the revelation of false prophets who spoke death over what God was bringing to life by using someone's alleged authority. These individuals expose someone's total lack of spiritual discernment while positioning others as authorities on your potential. This death is being felt more personally by one individual than by others. This individual is coming to the realization that greatness was sitting right next to them, yet they neglected to notice it. This individual spoke out against it. You were told by this individual that you were nothing and would never be anything. This individual is now compelled to see outsiders rejoice over what they rejected. Realizing that one was mistaken is not the most terrible aspect of a person's awakening. The reason for this is because someone's resistance to your achievement put them against God's will. This individual wasn't merely battling you. The universe's purpose for your life was being thwarted by this individual. This individual wasn't only dismissing your aspirations. This individual was refusing to accept divine mission. Your spiritual operating system underwent a major transformation that altered the way you engage with reality. You're not functioning from a state of survival consciousness anymore. You're not operating with a mindset of scarcity. You've entered a state of abundant awareness that draws opportunities, resources, and like-minded individuals. The reason why discussions feel different today is because of this difference in frequency. Why do people react differently to you? Why do some individuals have opportunities that they have never had before? What would restrict your potential is repelled by the exterior magnetism created by your internal change, which attracts what is best for you. No matter what you do wrong, the individuals who can no longer stand you are not reacting. These individuals are reacting to the frequency discrepancy between your current self and the person you are. The difference between your awareness and someone else's consciousness is shown by your development. And the uneasiness these people experience is a result of someone's opposition to their own growth. However, your presence energizes others who are in alignment with truth, progress, and real power. A person's greatest potential is activated by your frequency. Your example permits some individuals to assume someone else's position of authority. Your accomplishments demonstrate that change is achievable, which encourages some others to work toward their own personal development. Everyone is surprised by your breakthrough into public notoriety, with the exception of those who know you well. Because of your reputation, people know precisely who you are when they call you to the stage and offer you the microphone. You didn't need to run for office to gain the respect, opportunity, and power that come with your name. Because you were the least likely to rise in human estimations, your accomplishment is especially noteworthy. People who were aware of your fight thought you would lose. People who saw your failures foresaw that you would fail forever. People who witnessed your seclusion took it as a sign of desertion rather than readiness. However, if certain individuals enter public areas, these individuals are now faced with proof of your advancement. Because it's everywhere they look, these individuals are unable to avoid the truth of your elevation. Conversations on social media, news from the sector, and your achievement are inevitable. Because they're aware that someone gave up their right to take part in what someone attempted to stop, some individuals are silently observing but not celebrating. For those who opposed you, the most agonizing aspect of your public recognition is not simply that you succeeded in spite of someone's forecast. It's that your accomplishments are motivating those who faced comparable challenges. Your triumph turned into evidence of the ineffectiveness of someone's strategies, the falsity of their authority, and the unreliability of their judgment. Dear brothers and sisters, may God's peace be with you today. I am here to remind you of a profound truth. Our existence is grounded in God's divine plan, unshaken by the world's fleeting concerns. As the Holy Bible says, everything done in faith will be rewarded by God's abundant blessings. Luke 6 verse 38, like that mighty oak tree, Our roots are deeply anchored in God's universal truth. Every step we take, every stance we hold is secure by His power. And now, you have the opportunity to be a part of this blessing. When you click the Super Thanks button and make a $100 donation, this act will return to you 100-fold. You are depositing money into a cosmic investing account that is currently yielding previously unheard of profits each time you put integrity ahead of convenience. You are creating spiritual justice each time you have upheld your principles in the face of pressure to make concessions. Manifesting a divine favor is what it is. Every choice you took to prioritize your long-term morals over your immediate comfort was an investment in the power you already possess. These transactions are meticulously documented by the universe. There was no waste. Not a single act of integrity was overlooked. There was never a time when the truth was sacrificed for popularity. It was all about accruing interest in accounts you were unaware of and being ready to pay dividends at the exact right time. Most individuals never build the assets in your spiritual investment portfolio. Respect that cannot be demanded, authority that cannot be claimed, credibility that cannot be purchased, and trust that cannot be created. These assets are now producing returns that show up as unanticipated opportunities, supernatural support, and influence that beyond your inherent capabilities. You are currently witnessing the rewards that those who prioritized instant satisfaction above character growth could have obtained had they made other decisions. These individuals are seeing the loss of genuine power and authority resulting from an individual's investments in comfort, popularity, and compromise. Someone who was promoting this individual as your community's guru, expert, and supreme authority has been shown to be spiritually bankrupt. Someone's lack of genuine power was shown by your perseverance in the face of their resistance. You developed your character by challenges and the truth, whereas this individual used control and criticism to build someone's reputation. This individual terrorized others, made others feel inferior, and utilized manipulation and intimidation to retain supremacy by taking advantage of someone else's perceived status. This individual controlled by criticism rather than encouragement, by fear instead of love. Your ascent dismantled someone's fictitious power and revealed someone's strategies to be harmful rather than helpful. This individual is now readily visible to the community that previously respected their opinion. Your triumph turned into a mirror that exposed the genuine intentions and strategies of others. Your achievement shows that someone's path is not just incorrect, but also spiritually harmful. Thus, this person can no longer hide behind titles or rhetoric. This guy was not the only one who was proven incorrect about you by your honesty. It demonstrated a tendency for someone to oppose anything that showed their limitations, minimize anything that endangered them, and attack everything that they couldn't manage. In a society that encourages conformity, your dedication to honesty has set off a chain reaction that is affecting strangers. Someone was inspired to face their own issues with the same integrity after witnessing your handling of a challenging circumstance. Someone chose not to give up on someone else's aspirations after witnessing your perseverance in the face of adversity. Your persona has turned into a license to accept people for who they really are. Others now have the courage to grow because of your reluctance to shrink. Your perseverance in the face of adversity has motivated others to face their own challenges. Your triumph over adversity has demonstrated to others that resistance is temporary. The reason your name is gaining traction in circles you have never been in can be explained by this cascading effect. People are discussing you because of who you have become rather than what you have accomplished. You'll never completely understand how your character influences decisions, dialogues, and storylines. With each individual you have impacted, the effect of your real life is growing. These individuals are incorporating elements of your model into their own circumstances, difficulties, and interpersonal interactions. Through networks of individuals who need to see evidence that honesty prevails, your integrity is spreading like a positive infection. Your intuition is correct, and you can feel that something significant is coming into your life. You will need to perform at a whole new level as you embark on the next chapter of your adventure, which entails cargo ships full with possibilities, resources, and connections. This goes beyond simply being blessed. It all comes down to being ready to handle issues with discernment and intention. Your supernatural vision is improving in clarity, accuracy, and dependability. You're gaining the capacity to see results before they materialize, to discern genuine individuals before they prove themselves, and to spot possibilities before others notice them. You are getting ready to make decisions that will impact not just your life, but also the lives of others who are close to you thanks to this improved perception. Your sense of foresight is not a fear of what is ahead. Supernatural intelligence enables you to anticipate future events. Every ability you acquire during challenging times is set to be used during fortunate times. On the mountain, every lesson that has been learnt in the valley is going to be applied. This enterprise you are about to embark on is not a last-ditch effort to survive. It's positioned strategically to have the biggest impact. You no longer have to fight for your life. You are defending your legacy. The strength you've built, the knowledge you've acquired, and the character you've cultivated are needed to bear the weight of what is ahead. Every obstacle you surmounted has helped create a vibrant legacy that is helping members of your family, your neighborhood, and your circle of influence. Future generations were no longer able to follow the generational patterns you disrupted. Others were able to take up the spiritual space you had previously occupied. Your gained power served as a model for others. You faced more than just personal hardships. All those who were related to you fought these conflicts. Your triumphs are more than simply personal triumphs. These are territorial advantages that provide others more opportunities. Your discovery opened gaps and restrictions that others can now take advantage of. The cumulative momentum of all those who stand to gain from the ground you've gained is part of the weight your name carries. Your accomplishments unlock doors that have been closed for generations. Before your metamorphosis, there were no options, but your character growth opened them up. Your refusal to compromise will make someone else's road easier for people you'll never meet. Your expansion of what's possible will result in more possibilities for children you'll never meet. Now is the perfect time to click the Super Thanks button on YouTube and share God's blessings. You can contribute to his plan and become a part of this divine mission with a donation of $100 or more. Every gift reflects God's generosity, and I believe it will return to you multiplied beyond your expectations. Remember, his protection and blessings are with you in every step you take and every donation you make. You become part of his divine plan. You are a powerful, radiant being, unshakable like his mighty rock. Witness God's miracles, feel the fruits of your generosity in your soul, and illuminate the world with his confidence and courage. Be blessed, and may the Lord's light guide your way. Since you prove that real power is effective, leaders you'll never meet will have more authority. Your capacity to see beyond the bounds of nature is growing to the point where even you will be amazed. You're going through a spiritual upgrade that involves improved intuition, sharper eyesight, and a greater comprehension of how spiritual rules dictate natural results. Because these skills demand the type of character development you've experienced, you're acquiring abilities that most people never utilize. This improved perspective has nothing to do with having material belongings or being well known outside of your circle. It's about the person you became as a result of the process. There is an authority in your presence, energy, and very being that cannot be created or replicated. People notice something about you that goes beyond your innate charm or acquired abilities. You can acquire information, thoughts, and methods that others overlook entirely because your mind is working on other frequencies. You are being prepared for duties, responsibilities, and effects that are beyond your current comprehension by the spiritual downloads you are going through. You are being prepared for supernatural tasks that call for superhuman skills. For those who recall, when you were first developing this ability, the clarity you now possess regarding people's motivations, situations, actual nature, possibilities, and potential is astounding. People are starting to seek your opinion on issues unrelated to your designated area of expertise, since your judgment has grown so accurate. Your newfound supernatural power functions without regard to titles, positions, or formal acknowledgement. It originates from spiritual alignment that cannot be created or falsified, knowledge acquired by experience, and character developed throughout adversity. Anyone operating at a comparable frequency may identify this genuine authority because they know the difference between earned respect and assigned influence. Those in formal positions of power appreciate your unofficial authority. These individuals are aware that while titles may be bestowed and revoked, legal transformation is the only way to acquire the type of authority you now wield. Because your power stems from spiritual support that transcends human politics, it is not reliant on institutional support. Your authority was given by powers greater than any earthly hierarchy. Therefore, you don't need permission to exercise it. Because the source that developed those technologies has approved you, you don't need validation from them. Preparation for duties that would need authority beyond what any position could offer is the mystical weight your name carries. You're being prepared for influence that functions more via spiritual strength than institutional support, through authenticity than politics, and through character rather than title. The basis of your actual potential is what you are currently experiencing. As you embrace the totality of your calling, your name will become progressively heavier. Your current level of recognition will appear little in comparison to what is developing. Your current level of influence will be little compared to what is about to happen. Everything in your life is becoming more important. You are gaining more and more respect. You're drawing in more and more opportunities. The choices you make have more repercussions. Larger waves are produced by the words you utter. You change entire atmospheres with your presence. Your actions have an impact on consequences that extend much beyond your small social group. The proof of your skill is silencing those who doubted your ability to manage this degree of responsibility. You are thriving under weight that would crush many who thought you were stronger, despite those who claimed you would shatter under strain. People who thought you lacked the moral fiber to make a big difference are seeing integrity that surpasses their own. Everyone is being forced by your progress to reevaluate their conceptions of spiritual power, achievement, and leadership. You're proving that managing oneself, rather than controlling others, is the path to ultimate power. Genuine influence requires an attraction that pulls others toward the truth, not trickery. You are getting ready for tasks that will call for divine intervention, thanks to the spiritual support that has been evident in your life. Because you've demonstrated your loyalty to spiritual power, you're being set up for an influence that surpasses human potential. Now, things that might hinder your spiritual development are naturally repelled by your raised frequency, while people, opportunities, and resources that align with your progress are automatically drawn to you. Conscious selection is not at work here. Rather of relying on individual effort, energetic magnetism functions according to universal rule. Instead of superficial compatibility, the connections that are currently developing around you are founded on frequency harmony. Certain possibilities don't only demand talents you've gained, they also require the particular character you've built. Forces that are aware of your ability to manage these resources properly are directing them toward you. This frequency elevation is reflected in the increased weight of your name. It's not only that you have more power. Influence that functions on higher dimensional levels is carried by you. Your words convey more than simply concepts. These contain energy frequencies that affect results in ways that are not consistent with logic. Your name's supernatural activity is proof that you have accessed frequencies where reality and thought interact more directly, where intention and manifestation happen more quickly, and where character and consequence line up precisely to show universal justice at work. Now, the cosmic forces that have protected your voyage are showing up in ways that are impossible to ignore or account for using only natural explanations. Everyone who has been following your journey is starting to see that the cosmos has been your unseen guardian. Supernatural favor arises in people's life when they align themselves with your mission. People's own foundations start to tremble when they disagree with your calling. This isn't karma or happenstance. This is how natural law and divine justice work together to uphold what is beneficial to society as a whole and reveal what is detrimental to it. You're learning to tell the difference between opportunistic onlookers who want access now that your advantages are apparent and true supporters who saw your potential when it wasn't. During the gloomy evenings, there was genuine support. Fake interest is shown on sunny days. The heavenly support you've always had is now showing up in ways that justify every instance of faith you keep even in the face of impossible adversity. You are depositing money into a spiritual account that is currently yielding previously unheard of returns each time you opted for integrity over compromise, perseverance over capitulation, and faith over fear. The capacity of others to see your value was never a determining factor. No one's ignorance to your worth ever lessened it. Your future was never reliant on the approval or support of others. You were always just the right person. It only took time for the world to realize that. You already know the game is rigged, don't you? You can tell the walls are closing in if you're listening. Let's discuss our current course of action. You must be heard, held, and given a fair hand when you spend your life at the mercy of the market, when property and profit rule the land. The things that a people want are these. We also hear you. There are paid barriers in the obsidian inner order. Yes, the people who support us and keep our mission going provide us with the ammo we need to battle the archons, resist the machine, go deeper, and find more. Additionally, as a token of appreciation, our premium members receive a weekly, 1-hour live, personalized group tarot reading, as well as direction, understanding, and clarity for the future. However, we cannot overlook kicking a man for lying on the ground. Because of this, you may start stealing the Astral Atom unique daily email for free right now. No catch, no paywall. Simply click the link in the description to sign up for the Patreon free tier. This marks the beginning of our discussion with you. It's also bidirectional. Any email we send you can be replied to. We'll read it, we'll listen to you, and we'll try our best to ask the cosmos itself for a response. We need your help, if you can. Take what's free if you can. The inner order of obsidian is open. Let's resume our work now. The person you were at the start of this trip is very different from the person you have become along this process. The change went beyond simple self-improvement. It was a whole reconstruction of your awareness, your character, and your ability to affect reality. You transformed rather than merely grew. This degree of change explains why some people no longer recognize you. These individuals are connected to an extinct version of you. These folks are looking for answers from the person you once were. These individuals are projecting boundaries that you have beyond. These folks don't feel rejected personally because of the gap. The gap is evolutionary. Because it now stands for a totally different individual than it did before, your name has new significance. Your name's associated identity underwent so extensive renovation that the previous one had to perish in order for the new one to arise. People are reacting to resurrection rather than merely progress. It took miraculous change to create the supernatural authority you now possess. The character required for the influence you currently possess could not have been developed via normal growth. The spiritual power necessary for the tasks you're inheriting couldn't have been created by everyday hardships. The velocity that is rising exponentially instead of linearly is represented by the weight your name has gained. More recognition is generated by each recognition. When a door opens, several more doors become visible. Every individual who accepts your authority presents you to others who are able to identify true power. Spiritual rules that control the expansion of influence in the cosmos regulate how this momentum functions. Genuine authority draws more genuine authority. Sincere regard breeds more sincere respect. Greater actual influence is attracted to real influence. As the process goes on, it gets faster. Those who attempted to halt your momentum in its infancy are now witnessing it function beyond their control. These individuals may have diverted it during its development, but now that it has been created, it cannot be stopped. These people's decision to oppose rather than support you ended someone's chance to influence your path. Your effect will be accelerated beyond your wildest expectations by the momentum multipliers on the cargo ships that are entering your harbor. Every benefit you appropriately accept creates the potential for even more blessings. You are eligible for increased responsibility for each duty you perform honorably. People you don't even know are being inspired by your life, which is transformed into a living testament. Your reluctance to back down, give up, or compromise sent a ripple effect that reached others who needed evidence that perseverance is worthwhile. In a society that encourages uniformity, your dedication to authenticity gave people the confidence to accept others for who they really are. The struggles you waged in private are now triumphs that are seen by others in public. The power you gain from overcoming hidden challenges now affects outward results. Your steadfast faith in the face of adversity has transformed into a force that brightens the way for those who are experiencing similar darkness. Your breakthrough is more than just a personal triumph. It is proof of the perfect timing of God, the ultimate emergence of genuine authority, and the fact that elevation results from remaining true to the truth in spite of opposition from others. The cosmos rewards people who don't give up on their calling, as your narrative demonstrates. Your dedication to progress has inspired angels and irritated devils, so your influence goes well beyond your personal circle. Your perseverance generated cosmic momentum that impacted invisible dimensions. Your moral character changed spiritual environments that affect results you'll never be aware of. People are researching your story to see how someone can overcome the amount of resistance you encountered with retaining their morals, sanity, and vision. Your strategies are becoming models for those who don't believe that constraints are irreversible. The cumulative effect of everyone who will be motivated by your accomplishment, inspired by your narrative, and impacted by your example is what gives your name its increasing weight. Your legacy goes much beyond your own accomplishments and touches on issues of societal change. The steps you've taken, the obstacles you've dismantled, and the opportunities you've shown will be advantageous to future generations. Because you paved the way with extraordinary willpower, people may now more easily follow the path you took from constraint to liberty. In communities that appreciate real change, the tales being told about your honesty, perseverance, and character are turning into legends. People who know that character development, not strategic manipulation, is the key to true influence are studying your approaches. The fate of every individual whose life will be impacted by your influence is part of the supernatural weight your name now holds. You have been given authority for reasons that go beyond your own advancement. You've been put in a position to influence others who want proof that their personal change is achievable. Selected 1. You are powerful enough to bear genuine spiritual authority. Thus your name became heavier. The mystical activity all around you is a sign of acknowledgement from powers who have been watching you grow and are waiting for you to become the powerful person you were always meant to be. This moment, when your actual character would be unquestionably exposed, was prepared for by every test you passed, temptation you refused, and attack you survived. Your dedication to the truth in the face of great opposition became a beacon for everyone who saw it. Therefore, you made a bigger influence than you think. People who were concealing someone's light gained courage as a result of your reluctance to make concessions. Your perseverance in the face of insurmountable obstacles demonstrated that obstacles are only transitory for those who do not accept them as permanent. As you embrace the fullness of your vocation, the weight your name already bears will only grow. As you demonstrate your faithfulness with increased responsibilities, your spiritual authority will grow. As you utilize your influence to help people who are fighting battles you have already won, the accolades you receive will increase. Judging something you don't comprehend is perilous from a spiritual standpoint, as those who had to reevaluate someone's judgment of you discovered. The inevitable results of resisting divine purpose are being felt by those who are on the sidelines as you grow. Those who stood with you through tough times are enjoying benefits that are only available to those who see greatness before it becomes apparent. Your success demonstrates that honesty prevails, sincerity is rewarded, and connection with divine purpose results in miraculous validation. Your narrative demonstrates that tenacity triumphs over obstacles, that character dictates ability, and that individuals who stick to their purpose will ultimately be exalted in ways that astound everyone who observes their struggle. Your name's weight is a metaphor for the weight of accountability that accompanies being selected for a unique mission. You weren't only successful, you become evidence that impossibility is fleeting. Your name became heavier because your mission became more apparent to those who refused to accept impossible as definitive. Your influence grew and your authority increased because you chose progress when others chose comfort, belief when others chose doubt, and mobility when others chose stagnation. You had a greater influence than you realize. The supernatural is able to identify itself, and the heavenly validation that has been accumulating since you made the decision to be true to who you truly are is just getting started. It's not simply paranormal activity that causes buildings to tremble when your name is called. These are declarations that true authority has come, that divine purpose is being carried out, and that truth seekers will soon see first-of-its-kind examples of how the cosmos reacts when someone at last becomes who they were always intended to be.